European to me. I don't know. Well, Earth Day is right around the corner, and it's a good time to take a look at how we are doing when it comes to things like recycling. Residents of Colorado Springs may be surprised to hear we're not doing as well as we could be. John Hazlehurst with the Business Journal is here with all the stats. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I guess we're not considered one of America's greenest cities. In fact, we're at the bottom of the list in this study.
As far as recycling goes, Kimberly, we are at almost the bottom.
That's
we are
shocking.
98th out of the 100 metropolitan areas.
What is the study? Where did it come from?
Well, the study was actually done a few years ago by a major environmental group. There are similar studies and facts that come out of the Environmental Protection Agency and other agencies, and they all come to the same conclusion.
Wow. So how bad are we doing when it comes to recycling compared to other cities, by the way, including Denver, who is doing better than us?
Oh, Denver is doing much better. Well, let's put it this way. In 1960, Americans recycled 4.6% of their what is called municipal solid waste, i.e. trash. That's when people had never even heard of recycling.
What's recycling?
Now, the average, it's about 33%. We are at about 8 or 9%.
You haven't gotten out of the 60s, it sounds like.
No, we certainly have not.
Wow. So are we generating more waste and people are just not taking the time to separate it, or what's the problem?
A lot of the problem is structural. Cities very similar to ours have high recycling rates, and that's because they have community-wide efforts in which everyone participates. Now, all of our trash pickup companies, of course private companies pick up our trash, they offer for an additional price a big green barrel, and you can have what is called single stream recycling, where you put any form of recyclable and it is sorted. But that's not mandatory. It's not part of the deal. We don't have a local single stream sorting facilities. These are actually, you'd think they'd just be like garbage, but they're very high tech and they're very expensive. And to the extent that we recycle, the recyclables are then trucked up to Denver and Boulder.
Wow.
Which doesn't make much sense.
No. Well, so can these statistics hurt us? I mean, our reputation as a city with businesses
well,
and people
certainly if you talk to Eric Cephas at the Catamount Institute, he will tell you, yes, it does, because people, particularly the young creative class and entrepreneurs, whom we want to attract to the city, are committed to recycling and committed to a green environment. And it does seem strange when you look around and see clean streets in a beautiful city. You assume that we do a good job, but in fact we don't.
So are there any plans to change this?
Well, I think a lot of people are working on this. Manitou has an innovative program wherein 1/4 of the city will have a single recycler or a single garbage pickup from a single company, and they will be required to provide single stream recycling to everybody. Now, one of the reasons in Manitou, you know, those little streets are very steep and narrow.
Right.
They don't want to have 3 and 4 garbage trucks a day on the same street. That's very inefficient. You know, in America, we live and breathe competition, but in picking up waste and recycling, it appears that competition may be inefficient.
We have a long way to go, that's for sure. You can read more in detail about the story in the current edition of the Colorado Springs Business Journal. John.